Hello everyone and welcome to 4KB Shorts Bargain Bin with The Long Dark. Now The Long Dark is an alpha build game, as you can see up there in the top left hand corner, Sandbox Alpha version 1.52. It's an alpha game based on a disaster. It's a survival game where you survive a disaster. And unlike most survival games, it's not a disaster of zombies or a disaster of monsters or demons from hell or anything like that. No, it is a disaster that could actually affect humankind right here, any day. And what it is, well, let's just go ahead and click on Story. So as you can see right now, Story is not available in Alpha, but it does give you a synopsis of what's going on. Play the story of bush pilot Will McKenzie as he struggles to survive, crashed in the wilderness in the aftermath of a mysterious geomagnetic disaster. That's Season 1, Episode 1 through whatever. Now, a geomagnetic disaster, what it causes is it causes electrical devices to stop working. It's basically an EMP, electromagnetic pulse kind of thing, where it stops electrical devices from working. Now, as a bush pilot, you're flying around Canada and your plane crashes. So there's no story mode right now, but there is Sandbox. There is Sandbox. And you can, basically with Sandbox, it's just survive as long as you can. Now, I have a game currently running, and I've been trying to die in this game so I could just start over and show everybody the game from the start. But, oddly enough, I'm surviving. As a matter of fact, I'm surviving in this location right here. And so I'm doing a very, very good job at surviving. But in the alpha release of version 1.152, excuse me, they released a brand new map. Brand new map. So if we go ahead and click Sandbox, you have the choice of two characters. You have the male character and the female character. The female character is voiced by Jennifer Hale, who we all know from Mass Effect, Femshep from Mass Effect. And the male voice is voiced by, whose name I cannot remember. I believe it's James something, the gentleman who voiced Solid Snake. So, if we go ahead and confirm our character, we have two maps, Mystery Lake and Coastal Highway. Now, Coastal Highway was just added in the 1.152 update. And when I say just added, I mean like 20 minutes before this video went live. You know, like before I started recording. So I've never even been to this map before. I don't even know what it is, completely blind. Now, this map I've been all over the place, but this map I don't know. And my game started in this map. So because of that, even though I'm 20 days in, which is good, they allowed you to travel between the two maps. So we're going to load up our game, and we're going to load up some gear. So like I said, I'm surviving in this house, and they have some more stuff here. Here's all of my data. Feels like 8 degrees Celsius, air temperature -1, wind chill 0, clothing warmth +9, clothing wind chill +5. So that's because of my clothes. Survived for 23 days, 9 hours, 12 minutes. My thirst is going up, my hunger is going up very quickly. My cold is going down, but my fatigue is going up. My condition is 93%. Now these they call them substats, can go up and down all they want, but when they get way up here and they start getting red, your condition starts to reduce. When your condition reaches 1 or less, you die. You have different things here, including foraging. Apparently they changed this because there used to be an extra thing in here, and now it's gone. So we have equipment, forage, log, repair, first aid, start fire, bedroll, and harvest. Harvest is to take things apart. Bedroll is a bedroll in case you don't have a bed to sleep in. Start a fire allows you to start a fire in an external location. First aid tells you if you're sick and what you should do to fix it. Repair repairs objects because objects decay, including your tools and your food and your clothes and everything. Log tells you all the things that you've done. Foraging for wood. We'll forage, of course, for wood. We'll spend time and energy to find wood that you can burn to start a fire. And then your equipment is everything you're carrying, and I'm currently carrying 25 kilograms, and I'm only supposed to be carrying 21 kilograms, so that's super fun there. So let's see if I can drop some stuff about. I don't know what all I'm carrying that I could drop. I'm carrying a down vest. I suppose I could drop that. That kind of helps, because I'm not going to be wearing it. First aid, painkillers, antibiotics, things like that. Food, we have some venison, which is cooked deer meat. No materials to speak of. Lots of tools, including some flares and a can opener. I'm going to dump the can opener because it's falling apart. Hunting knife, hunting rifle, simple tools, ruined. I must drop these, actually. They're ruined. I can't use them anymore. But I'm still holding them. So let's go ahead and say tools. Simple tools and drop. Done. Alright, good. We have a storm lantern, which I need to refuel. So I'm going to refuel my storm lantern. Perfect. We have a jerry can here, which I could also use to refuel my storm lantern. And what else? Is there anything else we can drop? Bedroll, jerry can. We have a jerry can which has 2.26 liters of kerosene left in it, and 12 rifle ammunition. Okay. Well, we need to eat and drink, and I think let's see, it's 1924. I think what we're going to do is we're going to sleep for a couple of hours. Because Miss Hale seems tired. So we're going to sleep for a couple of hours, so we're just going to sleep. Now again, like I said, I've been surviving for 23 days. This is how I've been spending most of my time. I'm going to turn on a light so we can see. And we can actually put our light down so we can still see. Now, we're thirsty, and we're hungry again. So let's go ahead and grab some food. Yes, 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 yes. I know, Miss Hale. Calm down. Okay, we're going to grab some food, and then we're going to water first, and then we're going to eat some of our food. That's going to get our calorie count up, which is great. So we're no longer as hungry as we were. We're going to take that, and then we're going to put it away and work around in the dark a little bit. So this is going to be dark for you guys that are watching, but it's going to be dark for me too. I need... Oh, you know what? I'm lost now. Oh, it's very dark in here. Oh, search. I think I put it in the safe. I did put it in the safe. Alright, so we have some reclaimed wood, and some cedar firewood, and some tinder plugs, and I'm going to take like 2 tinder plugs. So to make a fire, we're going to show you guys how to make a fire. If I can find my way back to the fireplace. That is a chair. Okay, and the fireplace should be... Ha! I found it! Okay, to make a fire, you need a lighter, a tinder, some fuel, and you can use an accelerant if you want. I'm not going to. And we have a 71% chance of lighting a fire that will last for 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and try that. Come on, fire. Now, it can fail, and if it fails, I waste my tinder.
Come on, little fire.
Way to demonstrate, game. Way to demonstrate. So as you can see, my tinder went down because I wasted my tinder. I believe my matches also went down, but I have a lot of matches. I'd very much like this to start.
Don't do this to me.
Oh, man. Okay, fine. I'll turn on my light. This is like the first time it's been failing in quite some time. I've been doing very well having it not fail. So let's go ahead and grab 3 more of those. And can we please, for the love of all things holy, light my fire? Come on. Come on. Come on. Be my friend. Okay, good. It's my friend. Now we'll put that away. And the reason why I'm doing this is I don't have anything to cook, but what I do have is a need for some more water. So we're going to melt some water, which takes a little bit of time. Now, as you can see, you don't need snow. I made that mistake where I went out into the brush and I was like, I need snow. I need to find snow so I can boil it. You don't need to find snow. You just add it with the button. It's a lucky little thing you can do. Okay, and we'll melt that. Calories are going down slightly. I think 42 minutes should be enough to melt 2 more liters of water. It is, but barely. Eek. There we go. And then we'll do 2 more liters of water. Alright, good. And we'll just keep our reclaimed wood on us. How much are we carrying at this point? We are currently carrying... We're hungry again and thirsty, and our fatigue is going up rather quickly, actually. And it is 3:28 in the morning. Now we're going to let our fire burn, but we are going to sleep for like, 3 more hours. It's going to burn off some of our calories. And this should make it daytime, because we're going on a quest. We're going on a quest. I'm not wasting your guys' time with this boringness. You're like, oh my god, this is the most boring game I've ever seen. Ah, but you haven't seen outside yet. This is just internal management from someone who is extremely lost and possibly very hungry. Alright, so I have lots of food chilling in here, which is good in its own right. Alright, so we have some cooked venison. That's about as much as we can carry, but we're going to take it all. And then we are going to eat. Eat. Can I eat, please? Thank you. Eat. Nom 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 nom. Good. We are thirsty, so we must drink some of the water that we've created into drinkable water by boiling it. Now you can drink and eat unprocessed foods, but it's never a good idea. If you do that, you have a chance of dying. So we have an antiseptic, a bottle of hydrogen peroxide useful for cleaning wounds. We will take that, and we will take the extra bandage, and I think... How are we doing with equipment? We're still a little bit over encumbered, but I don't mind so much. We have some wood. We have fire stuff. I actually want to grab a couple more tinders before we head out. That is not where I keep my tinders. I move them. We're going to grab a couple more tinders before we go out. Say 2 more tinders. And so we're a little bit over encumbered, but that's okay. We have a destination, so we're going to go on our destination. Now, there's no swift travel or anything in this game. You have to walk everywhere and discover everything yourself. Now, this little encampment here is actually kind of out of the way.
It's getting kind of heavy.
Yes, I know, Miss Hale, but that's okay. So it's really early in the morning, so it's cold. It's also snowing. Luckily for us, though, we do have a weapon on hand. We have a gun that we found and some bullets. Not a lot of bullets. I got lucky and found a lot of bullets. There's a deer over there and one over that way. And we could shoot them and take their nummy bits if we wanted to, but that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is something very specific. So we're going to go this way. It's going to take us probably a little while to get over there. If it takes too long, I will cut the video until we reach our destination for two reasons. One, so you can't see where we are. And two, so that it will save time on the whole video part. Or I can just talk more about the game. So the Long Dark is, as I said, it's a survival game. And no zombies, no monsters. There's wolves. There are wolves. In the .152 update, they added rabbits, but rabbits aren't really a threat. You can capture rabbits. You can use a workbench and capture rabbits. It's the first item that they've added to the workbench. I guess I should have shown that, as that right there is the only workbench I've ever found. But you can use a workbench to finally craft items. Before, you could not craft items. Only because there wasn't anything in the game to craft. You do have your stats, of course. It says we're encumbered there. Hopefully we don't twist our ankle or anything. Alright, so I know where we're going. You guys may not know where we're going. I know where we're going. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut, which is really odd for a bargain bin. I usually do bargain bins as a straight run, but because there's a lot of walking in this game, and because I don't want to show off the map, exploration is one of the biggest things that I found enjoyable about this game, is watching people try to find their way. I'm going to cut here, and Miss Cold Miss Hale and I are going to walk to our destination, where we're going to go to the next area, which I have never seen and you have never seen either. So let's go ahead and get over there, and then we can talk more about the game when we get over there. So I'll see you guys over that way. Alright guys, we're about halfway to our destination, and I just sprained my ankle. So if you take a look at the bottom right where it says I'm freezing to death and my condition is slowly dropping, I also have a little red plus box there, a little red first aid kit. Now the first aid kit will tell me what the problem is, including sprained ankle. You have twisted your ankle and are now suffering a sprain. Your mobility will be reduced until you treat it, or it heals over time. So we have 4 hours of rest, meaning we have to sleep for 4 hours, or we can take some painkillers. Now luckily for me, I have a bunch of painkillers in my pocket, so we are going to use a few of those. A bottle of painkillers, take it to reduce pain from injuries. And we're going to take those, and we're fine again. So our ankle is healed. Now, I've been walking for about 2-3 minutes now. We've gotten pretty far. Downside is I keep hearing wolves, and in the latest update they changed where the wolves spawn in, and so they're not where I'm used to them being. And so because of that, there is a chance that I may run smack dab into one. I've been hearing them howl, and I've been worrying that they've been kind of following me, so I've been watching behind me every once in a while. Now they will attack out of nowhere. They will come at you and jump on you and attack out of nowhere, if you don't eyeball one. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to continue towards our destination. We're about, let's say, nearly halfway there. Because the maps are fairly large. They are fairly large, and we're about halfway there. I am over encumbered. I may have to eat something to reduce our encumbrance, but I want to take a few things with me because I'm not sure what's going to be over there. As you can see, our calories now just dropped below the 1,000 marker, and we're going to have to eat pretty soon. Well, not soon, but soon. So I will see you guys when we are closer to our destination. Okay, and we're still not where we're going yet. Actually, we're only about 200 yards from where we were a few seconds ago, and I've just contracted food poisoning. I ate in order to get our calories up. I ate a piece of venison. It was cooked, but that didn't stop us from getting food poisoning. As you can see, our condition is dropping very quickly because I am freezing, because I'm out here. I shouldn't be out here in the early morning, but I am out here in the early morning freezing, and I just gave myself food poisoning. So if we take a look, we need antibiotics and 10 hours of rest. I consider this a bug, or just an oversight. With a twisted ankle, you can take painkillers or get 4 hours of rest. With food poisoning, you need antibiotics and 10 hours of rest. Downside of that is we're nowhere near our bed. And I believe I might actually be almost out of... These are like my last 2 antibiotics. So I've just taken antibiotics, and we need 10 hours of rest. If we don't get the 10 hours of rest, we will die. Our condition will slowly degrade. So the freezing...
Things are starting to look pretty grim.
You know what, Miss Hale? You're absolutely right. The freezing on top of the food poisoning put together is extremely detrimental to our condition. As you can see, it's dropping relatively quickly now. My condition's never dropped this quickly before. After 23 days out in the wilderness, though, you gotta take what you can get. We're very close to our destination now. We're about 3/4 of the way there, provided there's no wolfies or anything between us where we need to go. We should... Hello? Have I found you previously? There's a dead deer over there. Hello, have I searched your body before? I have. Okay, so that's a random body that you can find. They are scattered around. They have different spawn points and things like that. You can find random bodies to search. random containers. You can find things laying on the ground. When you go into houses or places like that, you can find all sorts of fun stuff. They've re-upped the loot table, mixed it up a little bit, so what you can find is, again, it's more random now than it was before, so I can't even give you a list, but I can tell you that you can find food, you can find matches, tinder plugs, wood, tools, such as hunting knives, hunting rifles, things like that. There is no direct combat in the game. That is a thing. There's no direct combat in the game because that would defeat the purpose of surviving or being passively survivalistic rather than actively being an active threat. So although wolves can come in and attack you, and you can defend yourself and get them to run off, you cannot actively attack wolves or deer. The only thing that can actively attack with is a rifle as your gun, and the amount of ammunition you get for this is randomized. I got lucky and found about 20 rounds of ammunition in total, which I've been saving for quite some time. I've been using 1 round every couple of days to hunt a wolf, and then taking that wolf's meat and cooking it, and then keeping that until I need to go get more. Again, since they changed where the wolves spawn now, the wolf that I usually hunt is no longer there anymore, so I have to change my strategy, which is one of the reasons I have decided to venture so far out with my limited resources and attempt to get to this place. Ah, look, there's a wolfie there. So just keep an eye out on the wolfie. They have a chance of attacking you depending on your condition. Considering my condition is so low right now, I'm pretty certain if that wolf gets a, and yes, I'm saying wolf as in to wolf, like W-O-O-F, not wolf as in to W-O-L-F. That's how I refer to wolves as just woofs. They're woofies. So I'm not saying it wrong, I'm saying it different. Anyway, yeah, if a wolf gets a bead on you and they like the way you smell, or they like the fact that you are at 40% condition and not doing too well, they will attack you outright. Now, this is the destination that we were going to, or are going to. It says you're supposed to be able to get to the new map through here. It said on the train tracks on this side, so I'm hoping that this is how we get there. Travel to Ravine. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll see how that rolls. Ravine. Okay, and so this is a brand new, entirely brand new map. I have no idea what's over here. I have no idea what's going on. I'm hoping for the best. What we need more than anything else is a bed to sleep in. Because in some place warm, I would hope, because without either a warm place or a bed to sleep in, this is going to be a very short trip to the other side of the world. Looks like we have trees there and a very, well, I said ravine. That looks like a ravine to me. Odd that the frame rate, even though I'm looking so far over this magnificent vista, look at this view. I'm looking so far over this magnificent vista, the frame rate has actually gone up from the previous map. I wonder if that's because they put extra effort into this one. Okay, so this is different. Waterfall. Oh, that's pretty. So that's the first running water I have seen in this entire game. Everything else, everything in what is referred to as the Mystery Lake map is frozen. This must be the potable or unpotable water they have talked about. They said that they were looking into creating sources of water that are unpotable, so that you can drink from them if you are desperate for water. So we could drink from that. Probably drink. I don't want to walk sideways. I don't want to fall off. We could probably drink from that waterfall or the source, or down there. If we have to get down there, we could probably drink from the river. But doing so may cause. Uh-oh. Can we get across here? Ooh, dangerous. Okay, can we safely reverse? Oh, this is fun. Okay, so I guess that makes some kind of sense. I wonder if there's a wrecked train down there. That'd be interesting if a derailed train down there from the... I don't see anything. Yeah, that's fun. Nice little puzzle. You don't just want to walk off the edge. Okay. So yeah, you can get down there, drink some unpotable water, things like that. But what we're looking for more than anything is a place to stay, someplace nice to well, can't use the word chill, really. Unchill. We need a place to warm. Is that a word? We need a place to warm. Now, you guys might be wondering why I'm walking and not running. The reason I'm not running is running burns calories, and we need those. Everything you do burns calories. You run. You can't jump in this game. There's no jumping. But if you run, if you exert energy, if you carry a lot of stuff, anything like that, you will. I don't think we're going to make it. We're going to make it right into the inside of the ravine, and then we're probably just going to die. Travel to Coastal Highway. Oh, okay, so the ravine is different then. So that's just like a pass-through. Okay, well that's interesting. It looks like that's just a pass-through rather than the actual map. So that's interesting. So here's the actual map. This is the coastal highway. This is what they just added to the game. At this point, I'm wondering if maybe running might be the better. Oh, wait, I'm over encumbered. I can't run. Right. If you're over encumbered and you try to run, you will have a harder time. Okay, well, I probably am going to give myself more food poisoning doing this, which you can. The only way to check if you already have it is if this. Yeah, if this unchecks, then you have more food poisoning. We are fatigued, heavily fatigued. We are very, 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 very cold, and we have food poisoning. Now, if we try to sleep with this much food poisoning, there's a possibility we could die. And I have no idea what we're looking at. So let's head over this way and see if we can find something nice. A cave or, well, if there's bears, we're going to have a problem. So far, I haven't run into any bears. Hoping there's no bears. This looks like an interesting big block of something. Oh, this must be like... This must be representative of like not a waterfall, but an avalanche that was cleared out, possibly, or a bug. Considering how perfectly square it is, I'm going to call bug on this giant sheet of ice here and just say that's probably not supposed to be there. Either it's a invisible wall that's not invisible, or it's something else, because that does not look right at all. It stands out too much. It's untextured and it's perfectly square. Those things together. Hello, train car. Oh, we're down to 10%. We are so going to die. Well, that's okay. Oh, wow, my vision's getting blurry. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know your vision got blurry when you got down this far. Apparently it do. So as you can see, even something so simplistic as trying to find your way to a new section of map can easily get you dead in this game. Or at least it can now, considering my game is from a previous version, which was a lot easier to play, I guess you could say. Okay, it's windy. It's cold. There's nothing here but train cars. We are so going to die horribly. I wish there was a place to like... Oh, I am so... Yeah, I am exhausted. I am freezing. We're probably not going to make it to a happy place. 4%? Come on. Yes, I know, Miss Hale, we can't hear anything. Hey, look, there's a dead guy. Maybe dead guy has something for us. Unless dead guy has a place to... Oh, come on. We're at 2%. We can do this. We can do this. Now, you can exist at 1% for a short period of time. Well, how short, I don't know. Probably short enough to where as soon as we walk through this door, we're going to die. Come on, game. Please tell me there's a gap between these. There is. Okay. We found a place. Whoa. And we've dead. We died. You faded into the long dark. Food poisoning. The bane of my existence. You have survived for 24 days, 44 minutes. Oh, that's actually a new screen too. I like this screen. This actually tells you your screen time. So we survived for 24 days, 44 minutes. We'll do a new sandbox really quick. A mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought your plane crashing down in northern Canadian wilderness. How long can you survive? Apparently 24 days and 44 minutes. Life is an error-making and an error-correcting process, and nature in marking man's papers will grade him for wisdom as measured both by survival and by the quality of life of those who survive. Jonas Salk. Alright, now when you start a new game, as you can see, you start in a randomly spawned location. Now, there is no map. Oh, that's what they took out. They took out the map. There used to be a map thing here, and it said there is no map. So apparently they took out the map thing and they left it out this time. Now, lucky for me, I know where we are. Actually, I know exactly where we are. Ooh, this is very lucky for us, because we're not too far from where we started. Now, when you start when we started the video previously. Now, when you start, you have nothing. You have like, I think we have some gear. I think we have like maybe a flare. Oh no, we have a few things. We have some cotton underwear. We have clothes. You know, we have clothes. We have a bedroll, bandage, antiseptic. We have a toque. Excuse me, a toque. I was yelled at a lot by Canadians. Apparently, that is not pronounced toque. It is pronounced toque, and I still get it wrong every time because in French, or in French English, I guess you could say, we pronounce it. It would be pronounced like toque, being T-O-Q-U-E. But anyway, long story short, it is pronounced toque. Now this is a flare. A flare is currently our only weapon. The only thing you can do with a flare is scare off wolves. You can't attack anyone with it. It offers some light. I don't even think it offers really any heat. So you can ignite it in your hand if you want, because you do have the option of throwing things. I think we can just, yeah, you can throw things like that. I'll go ahead and pick it back up. Yes. You can throw things. So if you ignite it when there's a wolf around, it used to scare wolves instantly. As soon as you ignited it, just the sound would scare wolves off. But apparently, wolves don't care about that after a couple of updates. And now the only way to actually scare a wolf off with a flare is to light it and then throw it at the wolf. Which, of course, you can pick it back up if you really want to. But after that point, what's the point, right? All right. So we're going to head back. It's really interesting that happened to spawn us here because this is going to head us back to where we already were. Just on a brand new game where we can go and be happy. Now we may spot our own footprints. There's a cabin. Well, there's a shed. I don't even know what it's called. It's like a shed, or it could be a cabin. It might be a cabin. And then our cabin is right there, which is the trapper's cabin, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. Now it does show that there's a little bit of a fire there burning, but there's not. There's no fire there. At least not one that you didn't make yourself. Alright. So already we're freezing again. Trapper's Homestead, that's what it's called. We're going to put that away. We don't need it right now. I'm pretty sure there aren't any wolves out here. Now before we go into the Trapper's Homestead, we are going to head over here to the cabin. Because the cabin will have something that we desire. It usually does anyway. Again, some items are randomly spawned, some items are not. Well, most items are randomly spawned, but sometimes there'll be like a corpse. You might find a corpse in the same place every time. You might find wood in the same place every time. There's some items that are always there, or they have a percentage chance of spawning there. Okay, so there's a deer corpse out here. That's what it was. But this is what I was kind of looking for. There's a fir firewood.
Could end up being useful.
So yeah, we have some fir firewood, and it looks like that's it. We have a frozen deer corpse. Now the only way to get frozen meat off a frozen corpse is with a hunting knife. You can't do it by hand because it's frozen. We would have to find a hunting knife to do that. Now, there's a chance, if we're extremely lucky.
Freezing.
Yes, we know you're freezing, Miss Hale. We're going to get inside here really quick. If we are extremely lucky, we can get inside the cabin, and we might find a hunting rifle and or a hunting knife. And if there's any indication of how good this trapper's cabin is, there are exactly 3 crosses there that indicate that this trapper's cabin is probably not the safest place to be. Although I usually end up making it my home. Even though it is pretty far out of the way from everything else. Alright, let's go ahead and jump inside. Trapper's Homestead. Ah, here we go. Now, once you get into a place... Yay! Once you get into a place...
This stuff will come in handy.
An old 303 caliber bolt-action hunting rifle will bring a deer down. Maybe a wolf. 86% condition. Thank you. So once you go into a place, there's a loot table, and everything gets randomly spawned. There's a jerry can. There's some... snare. Oh, it's snare. Okay, there's a snare kit here. So apparently they added a snare kit to the workbench. And this is the workbench. And the only thing we can craft right now, which was just added in this update, is a snare. You can use tools to help build. You need 1 gut and 1 reclaimed wood in order to make a snare. It gives you your crafting skill, chance of success, and time to create. We don't have any of the gear, but it looks like they give you a snare. We know what that means is you can go out and snare yourself a rabbit every 24 hours. Wow, this is really good. We got ourselves a hunting knife.
I'll take it.
Good quality knife with a stainless steel blade and wooden handle. And it's 89% as well. Awesome. Ooh, and there's 2 containers. Now, in the last game, you may have noticed there's only 1 container. Now there are 2. So we're going to search the container. Now, once a container is searched, whatever it has in it is what it has in it. You cannot unsearch it. Wow, okay, so they gave us a rifle and a hunting knife, and then they're like, screw you on the containers, right? Ooh, yeah, pork and beans. They are not happy here on the... Ah, here we go.
This will come in handy.
1 granola bar, we'll take it. And a Summit soda, sweet carbonated drink full of high fructose corn syrup, and that'll help our thirst. Now, things like this do not help you that well. You know, they help, but they are not what you actually need. What you actually need is, well, there's a can opener in here too, which is super lucky to find cans and a can opener.
Best be prepared for anything.
80%, wow, that's really nice. Now, with things like beans and such like that, you can break them open or you can cut them open. If you break them open by smashing them, you will lose some of the contents. But if you cut them with a can opener, you don't lose any of the contents, which is nice. Search the first aid kit. Energy bar, sure, why not? Bandage, sure.
Probably
Antibiotics,
useful.
yeah. And done. Alright, and then we'll search. Oh, locker is locked. So you require a tool to force open. Basically what that tool is we need a crowbar. Or a pry bar, and I don't think there's a pry bar in here. Now there's some wood lying around, including cedar wood, fir wood, reclaimed wood, things like that. It used to be you can be, when you were inside of a hut, or a place you could search for wood forever, and you would constantly come up with reclaimed wood. In this recent update, they decided that they weren't going to allow you to do that anymore, and they set a set amount of reclaimable wood in a place. So once you forage for wood enough,
Okay.
there will be no more wood in that place, and you have to go somewhere else. So even your wood is now a limited resource. The save is really interesting in the fact that you actually have to unlock the safe by listening for it. So let's see if we can unlock this safe. I found this really entertaining the first time I encountered it. Oh, so that was like 35, I think. So you have to go all the way back to 0, just like a real safe. All right, and then we're gonna go to 30. I think it's 35 or 32. It's gonna be 35, I think. Okay, I go back the other way. That can be any one of these numbers, and so it's gonna take us a little while. All right. All right, so it's 32, and that was, or excuse me, 36, 9. So let's go to 36, or 35, 9, excuse me. 35, then 9. And then back the other way. Okay, I think that was 15. All right, so let's try it again. So we want 35, 9, and then 15, I think it was. And we could open it. Yay! We're a safe cracker, apparently.
Good at being useful.
An MRE. Contemporary MRE, good quality, and meets all technical requirements to be considered real food. Designed to keep a soldier on their feet. Condition is only 25%. Good for calories. Great meal. Individual bullets. Now this is something they added in the most recent update as well. You can find, instead of cases of bullets, 5 or 6 bullets, you can now find individual bullets. Single rounds. So we found one 303 round. That was all that was in the safe. So if we bring up our gun, we have exactly 2 bullets. And that's it. We have 2 bullets. Now we could go to all the other places on the map and search for all the other bullets and all the other food and all the other everything. But I think that just showing off, well, basically showing off how you can die and showing off how the game basically works is a better experience than running around the map and showing you everything. Search containers. I guess we can grab a snare.
I can use this.
A simple snare used to capture small game, crafted at a workbench. So, yeah. So we don't have a lantern though. You have to find your lantern. Sometimes there's a lantern here, but apparently they decided to give us a knife instead. So yeah, I mean, I could show you all the places that you could go. I could show you all the ways to explore, but basically what we've done here and the walking and hurting yourself and dying out there is the whole of the game for now. Now, it is an alpha build. It is available on Steam. I believe it's upwards into the $20 area. But like most games, it will become more expensive as time goes on. So if you're looking for a survival game that doesn't involve zombies or other players shooting you, then this is a really, really, really great example of that. Because you're lost in the wilderness, wolves can eat you, and you can hunt for wolves and hunt for deer and things like that. There's a lot of stuff that's missing, or what people would consider missing. They're like, oh, I want to be able to eat snow. And it's like, well, if you eat snow, it cools you off. You burn more calories. It's bad for you. Don't eat snow. Things like that. So there are people out there who think they know how to survive, who are constantly telling the devs how to make the game. And they're trying to push it towards a Minecraft or some other, semi-realistic survival game. But really, I like the way they're going with it. The fact that you can't just run up on a wolf and stab it 3 times and it dies and you take its meats. You wouldn't want to do that anyway. If you rushed a wolf, it'd do one of 2 things. It would come at you and you'd get into a fight and you'd get hurt. Or it would run off and you'd waste a ton of energy trying to chase it down, because wolves, by their very nature, are faster than people. Now, they did add the ability to hit a wolf with your knife if you get attacked by one. But that's just to help you out instead of punching it with your fist. Whether or not that kills a wolf, I don't think it does. I think it just makes it run off. And so, people are trying to get more stuff added to the game. Like, well, I want to be able to craft a house and an igloo. And it's just like, no, we don't turn it into Minecraft. Make it a survival game, not a personal life management game in snow. But so far, they seem to be doing a pretty okay balancing the game and keeping everything good. Now, remember, it is an alpha build. There's a lot of balancing going on. As you saw, I died very quickly because I was freezing. I was actually kind of silly. I shouldn't have trekked so far, but I used to be able to. But I'm pretty sure it was windy. It was really early in the morning. I got food poisoning, which is basically how I always die. If I get food poisoning, I'm basically dead. Because I'm really lousy at the whole take antibiotics and then sleep for 10 hours thing. I'm usually like take antibiotics and then run around for several hours. You will die. You will die a lot. You will fail a lot. But honestly, exploration and the ability to survive in the game is just so much more fun than running from zombies or ducking PvP players or building an underground house with a pickaxe, in my opinion. Um, but for now, I think this is good enough to show you kind of the gist of what the Lone Dark is. Or excuse me, the Long Dark. I always call it the Lone Dark. The Long Dark is. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much for joining me for Kilobyte Short on this bargain bin of the Long Dark. And I'll see you guys next game.